Well, diplomatic efforts to end this war continue as negotiators from Ukraine and Russia sit down again for peace talks.
Meanwhile, here in the UK, Boris Johnson's to meet Baltic and Nordic leaders later today ahead of a joint statement tomorrow.
Let's speak now to the former UK ambassador to Poland, Serbia and Bosnia, and that's Charles Crawford. Mr. Crawford, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we've got another round of peace talks today. We've got the Prime Minister speaking to these Nordic and Baltic nations. Where are we at?
Well, I think the thing to remember about these negotiations is that the war is the negotiation. You know, the talks are talks, but the war is fundamentally where the negotiation is going on. And that becomes down to a battle of wills. Are the Russians prepared to do what it takes to get victory in their terms? Are we, the West and other countries, prepared to do what it takes to stop them doing that? And above all, what is the willpower of the Ukrainian people? So everything, in a sense, turns on the conduct of the war. And that, in turn, affects what people can reasonably expect, perhaps, as an outcome of the war. You know, what might Putin accept as a victory of some sort? Probably in this situation, both sides have to present any result as some sort of success. No Russian certainly would be humiliated.
You've had a hugely successful career in diplomacy. You clearly believe passionately in the power of diplomacy. It failed to prevent a war before this invasion. Lots of questions about whether we can trust the word of anyone in the Putin administration, in the Kremlin. But my question to you is, do you think this is peace talks? Do you think this is diplomacy, or do you think this is appeasement that's actually going on?
No, I think the so-called peace talks between the Ukrainians and the Russians are absolutely serious diplomacy. But as I say, it all comes down to the balance of power. And what is it the Russians might now, having obviously messed this up to some degree, be prepared to accept? And you can imagine some sort of compromise whereby the Ukrainians perhaps give away Crimea. They perhaps come up with some sort of special status for those
isn't it?
Well, you may call it appeasement, but what's the alternative?
Does Ukraine, do any of those people in that part of Ukraine want to be given away to Russia? You know, that's giving President Putin what he wants.
Absolutely, but if the price of not doing that is that hundreds of thousands of people die and you risk losing even more territory, maybe the time comes to try and cut some sort of dirty deal because it's better than all the alternatives. A lot of diplomacy is not about coming up with a good solution. It's about choosing between terrible ones.
Yeah.